The Jammu and Kashmir polls have entered their final phase of voting, taking place across 40 constituencies. Today, security has been significantly heightened across the region to ensure a smooth polling process. As the elections draw to a close, the focus shifts to key areas such as Jammu, Udhampur, Baramulla and Kupwara, where both will decide the fate of 415 candidates contesting from these seats. The Jammu and Kashmir polls have entered their final phase today, with voting all set to take place across 40 constituencies. Security has been significantly heightened across the region to ensure a smooth polling process. And as the elections draw to a close, the focus shifts to key areas such as Jammu, Udhampur, Baramulla and Kupwara, where the voters will be deciding the fate of 415 candidates who are contesting for these seats. After a very successful polling in the phase 1 and phase 2, where a significant number of people came out in droves to vote and ensured a democratized process in the region, after years of conflict, the Jammu and Kashmir polls have entered their final phase in voting today. Viewers, we're joined live by my colleagues Gursimran and Zeenat. Gursimran is joining us from Bahu constituency, whereas Zeenat is joining us from Sumbal, Sonawari. Coming first to you, Zeenat, could you tell us what is the environment looking like today as the final phase of the elections are underway? Have people started coming in? I know it's very early in the morning, but what's it looking like at the moment?
Yes, the stage has set for the third and the last phase of assembly polls in Jammu and Kashmir, and the people have started coming here at the polling station to cast their vote, because this is the last and the final phase where some 40 constituencies will witness the poll exercise. And from Srinagar, rather from the North Kashmir, I beg your pardon, the 16 constituencies will exercise the franchise. As far as today's phase is concerned, it's going to be very interesting phase, because this is the first time post abrogation of Article 370 that West Pakistani refugees, the Valmiki Samaj, the Gorkha Samaj will get chance to witness, to be part of this democratic exercise, to be part of the French taken exercise their voting rights, because earlier they used to participate in the block elections and all, but post abrogation these three communities are going to exercise their franchise. Meanwhile, I'm showing you the visuals from the Dangarpora, and this is Sumbal Sonawari, the Bandipora district, where you see the people early morning, despite the chill, that people have started making beeline here at the outside the polling station to cast their vote. This is going to be interesting, because apart from that, the National Conference or the Congress in alliance, but the bigger players in the game will also be the PDP and the Bharatiya Janata Party, who are contesting this election solo. We are seeing the rich candidates coming from the Kashmir Valley, and this time from North Kashmir. Shabir Mir, who is contesting on PDP's ticket, he has worth some 53 crores, and then Taj Mahideen, who has been a Congress leader and also been the cabinet rank minister in the previous government.
मैं सबसे वोटरों से जम्मू कश्मीर के, चाहे वो कश्मीर वादी के हों या जम्मू के, सबसे निवेदन यही करूंगा कि अभी 10-11 घंटे हैं वोट डालने के, तो शाम तक सबको वोट डालना चाहिए। बुजुर्ग, बूढ़े, नौजवान, बहनें, माएँ, बेटियां, बहू, सबको वोट डालना चाहिए।
लेकिन सर आपने कहा कि लास्ट में आज बार कंपेनिंग आप बहुत लेट शुरू की है, सबने कहा आजाद साहब बहुत लेट है।
मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं थी, सबको मालूम है।
लेकिन सर इस बार क्या लग रहा है,
कोई मेजॉरिटी सरकार यहाँ पे बनेगी?
वो तो मतदाता बताएंगे। मतदाता अगर फ्रैक्चर्ड मैंडेट देंगे तो फ्रैक्चर्ड समझ आगे, अगर मतदाता एक पार्टी को वोट देंगे तो वो पार्टी सत्ता में आएगी। मैं किसी पार्टी के हक में या विरोध में बोलने वाला नहीं।
आपको किंग मेकर कह रहे हैं लोग कि किंग मेकर आजाद साहब ही होंगे कहीं ना कहीं।
नहीं, मैं किसी पार्टी के हक में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, किसी पार्टी के खिलाफ नहीं बोल रहा।
सर लेकिन इस बार जो चुनाव देखे गए पूरी तरह से शांतिपूर्ण देखे गए, और यहाँ पर हमने देखा कि जमात इस्लामी और जैसे लोगों ने भी यहाँ पर चुनाव में हिस्सा लिया, कैसे देखते हैं आप इसे?
अच्छा है, सब पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को मेन स्ट्रीम में आना चाहिए और देश के लिए और स्टेट के लिए, अपने मुल्क के लिए काम करना चाहिए। बहुत समय बर्बाद हुआ है 70-75 साल में अलग अलग पार्टियों के साथ, अलग अलग
आजाद साहब, अगर आपको
हो गया है,
अगर आपको
आप बहुत लेट हो गए
सीएम बनने
हैं।
का मौका मिलेगा, दोबारा बनेंगे आप इस बार?
वो देखेंगे इलेक्शन के बाद। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
छोटी पार्टियों देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर ये
Viewers, I'd like to bring in my colleague Gursimran at this point. Gursimran, you're at the Bahu constituency. As a similar question that I posed to Zainat, what's it looking like? Have the crowds started trickling and are ready to cast their votes? What's it looking like? Especially after the protests that sort of have emerged across the region.
Yes, the people are lining up. The first forced, the people are. Yes, the people are lining up to cast their vote. The first voter of this polling station was the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad, who is just casted his vote and is now leaving for the national capital. Important to mention that this phase of the elections is going to be really very important because this time the total of 40 seats are going to polls. 24 are from the Jammu region, and out of these 24, these are the majority of seats were won by the Bharatiya Janata Party in 2014 when the last assembly elections took place. Now, if we speak, this time also the BJP is heavily relying on these seats because BJP knows that if they will be able to get hold of majority of the seats in the Hindu heartland, they will be in a position to form the government or will be in a kingmaker's position. What it seems, at least for now, that the BJP is eyeing somewhere 30 plus seats from the Jammu region, but the dynamics can be changed because this time it is not going to be an easy contest or a cakewalk for any of the party. What has happened in the majority of the seats of the Jammu, that there is a direct contest. There is no triangular or a multi-corner contest when it comes to these 24 seats. So it is believed that this time it is not going to be that the candidates will be winning with a thumping margin of 10,000 or 15,000, 20,000 votes. It will be a narrow margin from the thousands, from even few hundreds to a couple of thousands to 2,000, 3,000, and even at many of these seats where one of the political party was sure of a clear-cut victory. Now it seems that there is going to be very, very close contest because the voters have kept the cards close to their chest. Now coming to the constituencies that are going to the poll, 11 are going in the Jammu district. Here the BJP eyes to get 7 to 9 seats, while the Congress says that they will be in a position where the voters will ensure that the Congress wins majority of the seats, that is 50% plus seats. While if we speak of the Samba district, there the BJP is eyeing a clean sweep, while the Congress is trying to ensure that they win at least one seat. That is the Ramgarh seat, the SC reserved seat. In Kathua also, the BJP is hopeful of winning at least 5 out of 6, while the Congress claims that this time the BJP will not be in a position to repeat what it has done in 2014 when it was a clean sweep for the BJP. In the Udhampur district also, there were chances of BJP making a clean sweep, but the infighting that has come out, and the BJP Vice President Pawan Khajuria, who has gone rebel and is contesting as an independent candidate, and also the India Alliance candidate from the Cheneni, Harshdev Singh, who was earlier the chairman of Jammu Kashmir Panthers Party, he is contesting as the candidate of Alliance. So that is something that is also making a real challenge for the BJP, because this time in the third phase, it is the phase for the formation of the government in Jammu and Kashmir, because in the first two phases, 50 seats have gone in to the polls, and there is no clear-cut majority because the pattern of the seats that is there, some favors the BJP, some favors the Congress, some NC, and even some PDP. So no one has crossed that magic number of 45 plus. If someone is going to cross, this will happen only after the culmination of polls of the third phase that is taking place today. And if we speak of the voter turnout, yes, we are in a polling station. There is a city polling station, and here the voter turnout is, it seems that the people are coming up even early morning, which is actually not expected in the city polling stations.
Thank you, Gursimran. At this point, I'd like to bring in my colleague Aravat, who is coming and joining us from Old Town Baramulla. Aravat, could you also help us understand now, amid the heightened security as well, are people streaming in early this morning for casting their votes? What's it looking like?
Yeah, absolutely. As we have seen from the yesterday, all the security arrangements have been made functional from the yesterday. As we have seen, the top officials from the Jammu and Kashmir police and other paramilitary security forces are on alert. In fact, if my VJ can take you through these visuals, and you can see here in the visuals how the Jammu and Kashmir police and other sister concerned security agencies are on place, and voting has just begun. And you can see here in the visuals, if we'll talk about this Old Town has remained negativity before the 2019, and now the youth of Baramulla, in fact, especially the Old Town Baramulla, has changed their mindset, and now they have come up and they want to development, and they have ready to cast their vote. In fact, they believe in the ballot box instead of the guns. As we have seen, Old Town has remained the hub of the violence, but we have seen that the youth of Baramulla, in fact, we have seen the good voter turnout in the phase first and the phase second, and now the same thing is expected in the today, as we have seen that the voters are coming out, and you can see all the arrangements have been made functional, as we have seen the special arrangements for the special able persons and have been made, and you can see here in the visuals first time voters and youngsters are taking part in this ballot box process, and you can see here in the visuals the polling has begin at 7 a.m. and you can see here in the visuals the people are coming out from their homes, and a good voter turnout is expected today, as we have seen in the parts of the South Kashmir, as after that in the Central Kashmir. But now it's time for the North Kashmir, and people are gathered here. And in fact, if we'll go through these visuals, my VG can pan camera to this side, and you can see the arrangements, how everything is being monitored by the CCTV surveillance, and you can see different flying squads. And district administration is monitoring every situation, and you can see if we will go through these things and these equipments are for the special able persons who can't walk properly, and all the necessary arrangements have been made final. And if we'll talk about the Baramulla, see there's the competition between the Javed Hassan Beg of the National Conference and the former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Muzaffar Hussain Beg, and the independent candidate Tausif Rana is contesting from the Baramulla. And you can see the people are in the large number are coming out from their homes to cast their vote for the betterment and the development of the Naya Kashmir. Back to studios.
Zeenat, I'd like to bring you in again to help us understand what are the key issues that are going to be in the focus as people are going to cast their vote across North Kashmir today.
See, as far as North Kashmir is concerned, we are seeing that the most of the political parties during the campaigning have been asked that vote for the right candidate so that this helps them to keep the BJP away. But then independent candidates in fray, which is a game changer that the political pundits have been seeing, then the bigger names this time are contesting. Apart from, we see that the Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Tarachand from Jammu, Muzaffar Hussain Beg from North Kashmir, People's Conference Chief Sajjad Ghani Lone, Imran Ansari. Then you see Ghulam Hassan Mir, who has been a 3-time MLA from the Gulmarg constituency, is in direct fight with Jammu and Kashmir's National Conference, Farooq Ahmed Shah. Then you see, if you see Sonawari, where I am standing, is a belt of National Conference for decades. This time Hilal Lone, who is the son of Akbar Lone, and he has served as the speaker in the assembly with Sheikh Abdullah and the Farooq Abdullah, and even in Umar's time, his son Akbar Lone's son Hilal Lone is contesting. The key issue remains development, unemployment. That the bigger issue for the people on ground is the restoration of Article 370, which repeatedly the BJP is saying is not possible unless and until the government have numbers in the center, but which immediately is not seen. Then another issue for the people of Jammu and Kashmir is the restoration of statehood, because these political parties during the campaigning have been asking the people that once they come in power, they will restore statehood, which already the Home Minister of the country has promised the floor of the House. From Jammu, we are speaking that while talking to the business community, that have seen a setback because 149-year-old Darbar move, which was a rule that the government would shift along with the other things to the Jammu during the, because it is seen as a winter capital, that that shift was completely stopped. That has given a big dent to the Jammu community. So when you talk to the people in Jammu, they say that the political parties, if they come in the power, like the regional parties, they will restore the Darbar Mood that will help them in earning their livelihood. Multiple issues are there on ground, but it's very difficult to say that who will make the government, because earlier in 2014 during the state assembly election, when Jammu and Kashmir was not downgraded as a union territory, the BJP got a clear majority from the Jammu, and despite the national conference having the 31 seats, BJP preferred stitching an alliance with PDP. But BJP, this time the PDP and the national conference have been openly saying that they will not make an alliance, they will not stitch an alliance with BJP. Will the government be possible without BJP? That is a bigger question, and they will on 8th, when the results will come out, it will be seen that how the ball swinged between the national conference or the PDP, the regional parties, or the national party like the BJP and the Congress. BJP, like Congress and the national conference, they are the alliance partners, but contesting on 5 seats out as a friendly contest. How many seats will this alliance on friendly basis take? Because out of 5, even if they take, Congress takes 2 or 3, or the national conference, that will again add into the kitty of the alliance partners. We see PDP had been going all on fronts, targeting national conference. We have been seeing multiple issues that the PDP has raised that went against the interest of Kashmiri on ground during Umar Abdullah's rule, or for that matter when the PDP and the BJP was in government, because national conference training the guns towards the PDP, that it was PDP who made the entry of the BJP possible, and because of them, because of this alliance, they abrogated article. Multiple issues on ground. Let's see that whether the young voter will come out, they choose the ballot this time, because this is the election where you see that this time no law and order was reported from any corner of Jammu and Kashmir. There has not been a poll related violence that was reported, though more than 1200 violations, the MCC related violations have been reported with a huge number of cash that the ECI has already put out on the website, that there had been some violation, but there hasn't been any injury, any grenade incident, or any candidate that was shot by the terrorist group. This is the first election in many decades where you see that this was a free call. There was no call, hartal call, strike call, or a terrorist call asking the people to desist from the voting. In fact, ECI, the Prime Minister of the country, they've been coming openly asking people to take part in the democratic process in the largest way. See the second phase of the elections, where, as I have been reporting and have been telling, that this has the lowest phase. The second phase followed the same what happened in 2014. Despite the campaigning, and the people preferred being part of the campaigning of all political parties, but they preferred staying indoors. Will that repeat in the elections?
Zinat,
the results of the constituencies that voted in
Zinat,
the
I'll
second
get back
phase,
to you
but in
shortly.
third
I'd like
phase,
to
the
bring in
North Kashmir-
Gursimran as well at the moment. Gursimran, could you also help us understand, as Zinat as well mentioned and Arawa did earlier, that there are a lot of independent candidates that have emerged as well this time around. So what are their chances looking like in terms of the traditional alliance and setup? What does that look like?
See, there are key seats where the independents can dent the traditional political parties. If we speak of the Jammu region, one of the key seats continues to be Chamb, where Satish Sharma, the son of former Member of Parliament, two-time MP Madan Lal from the Congress party, he has gone rebel against the Congress party because Congress decided that an open seat will be given to the SC candidate, that is the former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Tara Chand. And now it is Satish Sharma who is contesting from the Chamb constituency as an independent, and he has a good hold on ground. He is trying to lure the voters that his father used to have galvanized during his period as the Member of Parliament for the 2 times. The other seat that is going to dent the BJP is going to be the seat from the Udhampur, where against the BJP's RS Pathania, it is the BJP's own vice president, it is state vice president. So that was a major jolt to BJP. It was Pawan Khajuria who decided to contest as an independent from that very seat. Though he was suspended from the party, he decided not to take back his nomination, and he is saying saying that it is real BJP versus fake BJP. Though no matter whosoever wins, the seat is going to be in the kitty of the BJP. But yes, if BJP loses on their symbol, it is going to be a major setback for them. Other constituencies where it is going to be a clear-cut contest will be between the BJP or the Congress, BJP and the Congress Party, or the National Conference. It is an alliance candidate in Jammu. If we speak of some of the hot seats that are there, one of the hot seats is Nagrota, where the former close aide of Umar Abdullah, Devinder Singh Rana, who has now switched the sides into the BJP, is contesting. His seat was one seat that the BJP was considering a sure shot win, but the on-ground reality seems to be entirely different. There is a close contest that is going to is taking place. The difference, both the sides have been able to galvanize their voter. And apart from this, if we speak of some key seats where the BJP's reputation is on stake, is the Ramgarh seat, where their general secretary is contesting, Davinder Banial, who is one of the prominent SC faces the BJP has in Jammu and Kashmir. And if we speak of the city, it is the Congress working president Raman Bhalla who is up against the Narendra Singh, the national secretary of the BJP, that is also in fray. So these are the dynamics from the Jammu region, where the BJP had stronghold in 2014, is attempting to repeat the same, but this time it is not going to be an easy contest for any political party, be it BJP, National Conference or the Congress Party, as they have to face a close contest. Yes.
Viewers, I'd like to bring in my colleague Arawat again. Arawat, could you help us understand again what are the key issues that people are looking at while they're casting their vote today, especially in North Kashmir, where terrorist-related activities have been rampant over the decades, and this time around, of course, it's a peaceful election rally that we're seeing. So, what can we expect? What are the key areas?
Yeah, absolutely. After the abrogation of Article 370, we have seen that there is decline in the terror activities, and we have seen the youth of Kashmir has changed their mindset. And earlier we have seen during the campaigns the youth who were part of the violence and who were doing the election boycott campaigns. But we have seen that the people of Kashmir, in fact the youngsters of the Kashmir who used to do boycotts and election rallies, now the people who used to boycott elections have now contesting elections. In fact, they are doing late-night campaigns at the various locations, as we have seen during the campaigns. And also, if we'll go through these things, and the youth of Kashmir is one, the unemployment issues and the developmental issue, and youth of Kashmir has changed their mindset and they want to develop Kashmir like other cities. In fact, we have spoke to multiple people during the multiple rallies, during the campaigns, and we have seen that youngsters, especially the youngsters of the Kashmir and other parts of the Kashmir, want the development and the peace, prosperity. In fact, you can see the first-time voters are here. In fact, you can see it's the early voting, but you can see here in the visual the youngsters are taking part in the ballot box process, and the youngsters have chosen the ballot box. Earlier, these youngsters used to be the part of the violence, but now the youngsters want development like rest of the India. And we have spoke to multiple reports and the various locations from the far-flung areas to other cities and towns. Republic has spoke to multiple persons, and the youth is only saying that they want to development, and there is no more propaganda of the Pakistan. And even in the Kashmir Valley, as we have seen, that the youngsters have rejected all the propagandas by the Pakistan and other terror organizations. Yes, back to you, studios.
Viewers, we have the ground reports coming in with our reporters Zeenat, Gursimran and Arawat, who will be bringing us details throughout the day as the J&K Assembly elections are going through the final phase of voting spread across 40 constituencies today. Now, again, after the success of Phase 1 and Phase 2, there's obviously signaling a positive sentiment in terms of the democratic process, and people are very optimistic about the democratic process in the region.
कैसा लगा आज आपने वोट किया पहली बार असेंबली के लिए? जी देखिए, मैंने पहली बार वोट किया। मेरी 45 साल उम्र हो गई है और हमारे मोहल्ले के देखिए 80+ भी जो हैं जो हमारे नागरिक हैं, हमारे मोहल्लेदार हैं, वो फर्स्ट टाइम वोट करने आए। कैसा फील होता होगा? इतनी बड़ी लोकतांत्रिक देश हमारा है जहां हर दिन आए दिन कहीं ना कहीं चुनाव होता रहता है, लेकिन एक ऐसे तबके को जो पूरी स्वच्छता प्रदान करता था पूरे समाज को, उसको इससे दूर रखा गया था। ये बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण था।